We'll continue with the chapters of Indriyasthana. So in last class, we have seen first three chapters of Indriyasthana. So today we'll continue with that. Today is the fourth chapter, that is Indriya Nikam Indriya. So as already said, Indriya here means the sense organ, and Anika in the term Indriya Nika, Anika in the sense group of Indriya. So the chapter which says about the Arishta Lakshanas of all the five Indriyas together is known as Indriya Nikam Indriyam. So some of the Arishtas are important in this. So only we'll look into that. So one reference of the shloka Anumanat Pariksheta Darshanadin Tattvataha. Okay. So this it means that all Indriya related arishtas are assessed with the help of Anumana Pramana. So this is nice to know. If you're knowing this, it is good. It is not that very important question. But just to know that with the help of Anumana, we are assessing all Indriya related arishtas. Okay. Now coming to the arishtas relating to individual Indriyas, first to the eye or the Akshi. If the person sees Akasha as a Ghani Bhuta, so we know that Akash is an empty space, but if it is seen like an hard, a compact mass, like a Ghani Bhuta, then that is considered as Arishta. Or vice versa, if you see any compact structure as an hollow one, then that is considered as Arishta. So Ghani Bhutam iva Akasham, Akasham iva Medinam. So this is important, they can ask this. Then the Vayu, Darshananam Ayati. So Vayu is usually not seen, but if the person or if the patient, if he is able to see the Vayu, then that is considered as Arishta. And then Agni, this reference is very important. This reference is very important and it is being asked also. So Yo Agnim Prakriti Varnastam Neelam Pashyati Nishprabham Krishnam va Yadi va Shuklam Nisham Rajati Saptamim. So it says that a person or the patient who sees the Agni as a Neela Varna, or if he sees the Agni as Nishprabha without any radiance of light, or if he sees it as a Krishna or Shukla Varna, then that person is said to attain Mrityu within 7 days. So this time duration they'll ask. What is the time duration of the Arishta? If the person is seeing Agni as Nishprabha, Neela or Krishna Varna, so you just have to take for Saptarasa. So this is very important. And next, Jala related Arishta. So Jala, Vimala Jala looking like a Jalavatham. So these are all the clear water which looks like polluted, or the polluted water which looks like clean. So if this Viparya knowledge is considered as Arishta. Okay, next, Marichino Satham Meghan. Vidyutovana vina megaihi. That is, if the person sees the lightning or the thunderstorm without the clouds or rain, then that is considered as arishta. So this is also important. This has been asked once. So even without even in the absence of rain or the clouds, if the person sees marichina, that is the thunderstorm, or the lightning, vidyut, so that is considered as arishta. Then, if one sees the sun is being covered with a Mrinmaya Patra or Krishna Ambara, so just to know the terms, these are not usually asked, but let this be known to you. If one sees the sun has been covered by a Mrinmaya Patra, as if covered with some mud pot or a mud plate, or as if covered by a black cloth, then that is considered as Arishtam. Then, this reference of this shloka is important. Prabhavatah Prabhahinam Nishprabhamsa Prabhavatah. So we know that the concept related to the Prabha and Chai is said in the 7th chapter. But the shloka, this is shloka, which is saying about the Prabha only, that is Prabhavatah Prabhahinam Nishprabhamsa Prabhavatah. So this is said in the reference of this shloka is in the 4th chapter. So you have to remember this. So it says that any object which is actually having a Prabha, it looks like a Prabhahina and vice versa. So just to know, this that the reference of this shloka relating to the Prabha is said in the 4th chapter and not in the 7th chapter. Okay. Then Arishta related to the ear. This shloka reference is also very important. Samritya Angulibihi Karno Jwala Shabdam ya Aturaha Na Shrunoti Gatam Sutam Buddhiman Parivajayit. So usually in a normal person, if he closes his ears, then he'll be able to hear some gushing type of sound that is considered as the Shabda of the Antaragni or the Jwala Shabda. So the person who is nearing the death or who is having Arishta Lakshana, then such a person is not able to listen to these Jwala Shabda, then that is considered as Arishta. So this shloka reference is important. Then only these are the important Arishtas seen in this chapter. Then Grana and Rasana, that is not that important. Next, going to the next chapter, that is the fifth chapter, Purva Rupiyam Indriyam. Here, Arishtas related to the Purva Rupa of the Vyadi is said. So, as the chapter name says, Purva Rupiyam Indriyam, here the Arishtas related to the Purva Rupa of a Vyadi is said. And these Purva Rupas are exhibited in two forms, one as a Sharirika Lakshanam and one more as a Swapna. So, in this chapter, two things are important. One, Purva Rupa of the Vyadi is said, and one more, the concept related Swapna is said. So, this chapter is very, very important, and many questions have been asked from this chapter. So, we'll go through the individual disease and its Sharira related Purva Rupa and Swapna related Purva Rupa. So, first is the Shosha Rupa. Okay. So, in the Shosha Roga, Sharira related Purva Rupa, the person will have Balahani and Pratishaya. So, these are known and it is direct. So, these questions won't be asked, only the special things will be asked. Nari Prasakta, this is the special point in the Shosha related Sharirika Purva Rupa. Nari Prasakta in the sense, the person who is having Shosha Rogam, in his Purva Rupa, he will have more desire towards Nari or the Sri. So this is important one. So you have to remember that Nari Prasakta is the Purva Rupa Lakshana of Shosha. Then in the Swapna, person sees himself as traveling in the Shwa, Ushtra, Kara, etc. animals. So person sees himself traveling with the dog, Ushtra or the camel, Kara is the donkey, and towards the Dakshina Disha. This is important. Direction is very important. And we all know that Dakshina or the south is considered as, it is not considered that auspicious, it is considered as inauspicious. So even in the Shosha, Swapna related Arishtam, the person sees himself being traveling in these animals towards the Dakshina Disha. And next point is important, that is Pretaihi Saha Pibet Madhyam Swapne. So in the Swapna, person sees himself drinking Madhya with the Pretas. So this is important because similarly, 2-3 concept, that is Chandalaihi Saha Pibet Sneham, etc. concept, it is there, which is said in different diseases. So in the Shosha, Pretaihi Saha Pibet Madhyam is been said. So that is important. Then next is Krishyati Shuna. So person sees himself being pulled by the dog. So here important 4 points are there. One is the Nari Prasakta as a Sharira Purva Rupa. Then in the Swapna, he sees himself traveling in the animals, with these animals towards the Dakshina Dik. And then he sees himself as drinking Madhya along with the Preta. So Preta Hisaha Pibet Madhyam. Then Krishyate Shuna, being pulled by the dog. This is important. Next, this is the Rakta Pitta. So in Rakta Pitta, in Sharira related Purva Rupa, person sees the sky as a Laksha Rakta Ambara, Laksha Rakta Ambarabham. So he sees the sky as red in color. So this is known that Rakta Pitta is red in color, and it is directly understood that if one sees the sky, etc., in red in color, then that is considered as Arishtam. But one more important Arishta is Muhur Hasan. So usually when we see the term as Muhur Hasan, we put it for the Unmada or Apasmara. So, but this is not in Unmada or Apasmara. Here you have to see the negative reading also. So Muhur Hasan, it doesn't match with the Samprapti Prakta Pitta, but still, if the person is doing Muhur Hasan, then that is the Pururupa Arishta of Prakta Pitta. So this is very important, Muhur Hasan. Then in the Swapna, person sees Swapni Hriyate Narya. Okay, so here in Rakta Pitta, the person sees in the Swapna as if being pulled by the Nari. So in previous we saw that Krishyate by Shuna. So person sees himself being pulled by the dog in Shosha Roga. But here Hriyate by the Narya in Rakta Pitta, person sees himself being pulled by the Nari. So just to remember, like a lady with a red sari. So Rakta Pitta is Rakta Varna, red sari. So if one sees such kind of swapna, then that is related to the Rakta Pitta. Okay, next disease, that is Gulma. So Sharira related, it is Shula, Atopa, Ansra Pujana. These are all direct and they won't ask this. But the important one is Nakadishucha Vaivarna. So as soon as we say to this, Naka, the signs and symptoms related to Naka, etc. So we think it as a Kushta, but it is not related to the Kushta. Okay, Nakadi Shucha Vaivarnyam is said in the Gulma. Important, just remember it. Then in the Swapna, person sees the formation of Lata Kantakadinam Yasya Daruna Hridi Jayate. So here the person sees the formation or the presence of Lata Kantaka, that is the climbers, creepers, or some of the plants in the Hridi Pradesha. So, Hridaya is one of the five sthanas of Gulma. Hridaya is also one of, so remember the site as Hridaya, which is one of the sthana of Gulma. And Gulma, actually, it means a shrub or it is a plant variety. So, formation of these different types of plants like Lata, Kantaka, etc in the sthana is a hridaya, then that is considered as arishta, related to the gulma. Okay. Next, coming to the arishta related to the kushta. Kushta shatani cha narohati. So it is known that any kushta or any tvak vikara due to repeated injury, if it doesn't get healed, then that is considered as an arishta lakshanam. Here, the swapna related is very important. Here, in the swapna, person sees himself as Nagnasya, Ajya Avasittasya, Juhvato, Agnim Archishman. So, this is important. So, in the swapna, person sees himself as Nagna or naked. Okay. And Ajya Avasitta, he will be without any dress and completely anointed with the grita, ajya avasitta, to the whole body. And juhvato in the sense, a person sees himself being performing havana or yaga, homa, etc. And while he's performing the havana, agnim anarchishma. So there won't be any flame in the agni. Okay, so this is considered as a swapna related adishta in the pushta. This is important. And next arishta related to the swapna is also important, wherein the person sees Padmani Urasi Jayate. That is the formation of Padma in the Uras Pradesha. So important thing in the swapna is Nagnasya Ajya Avasiktasa. So we know that Kushta, the lesions will be all over the body. So person sees himself without any dress or with the minimum clothes. And Grita or the Ajya Avasikta. So we usually apply medicated ghee or taila to the rana or to the Kushta. So in the swapna, he sees himself as Nagnasya with Ajya Avasikta, and he'll be performing the yaga or the havana, and wherein there won't be any flame. So this is considered as Kushta related arishta in the swapna. And one more is Padmani Urasi Jayate. So just to note the difference between Gulma and Kushta, wherein Gulma we see Lata Kantakadi in the Hridaya Pradesham, and in Kushta we see Padmani. So we know that amongst 7 types of Mahakushta, Pundarika Kushta is one of the type. So Pundarika Kushta, it is related with the Pundarika is also a lotus, Padmani is also a lotus. So remember it like that. If the question like Padmani Urasi is asked, then that is related to the Kushta. Next arishta related is next disease is Prameha. So in the Prameha, Sharira related, here Makshika etc. they come towards the body even after Snana and Anulepa. So this is direct and usually won't be asked. But in the Swapna related is very important. In the Swapna, person sees Sneham Bahuvidam Swapne Chandalaihi Sahayaha Pibet. So here the person sees himself drinking Bahuvida Sneha, different types of Snehas, along with the Chandala. Okay, this is important. So previously in the Shosha we saw Pretaihi Saha Pibet Madhyam. So we saw person drinking Madhya with the Pretas. But here in the Prameha, person sees himself drinking Bahuvida Sneha along with the Chandala. So we know that Sneha or Bahuvida Sneha, all these are very guru or heavy in their nature, and these are also one of the reason for producing Prameha. So just you can remember as intake of Bahuvida Sneha usually causes Prameha. So in the Swapna, person sees drinking Bahuvida Sneha along with the Chandala. Okay. Next comes the Unmada. In Unmada, Sharira related Adishta is the person will be in Dhyana, Udveka, Moha, or Ayasa. These are direct. It is understood. One more is Ahara Dveshi. So Ahara Dveshi comes in the Unmada related Adishta. Then Lupta Chittam Udar Ditvam. So this is very, very important and it's been asked also. Lupta Chitta is like absent minded. So that is understood. But Udar Ditvam is very important. This is the sign of Udarditam is has come even in the Unmada Nidana, that is Charaka Nidana, 7th chapter also, as a Pururupa Lakshana. It is said that formation of Udar, the skin lesion, is considered as the Pururupa of Unmada. So this is very important, and you have to know this. And one more is Sakrit Prahasita Ananam. So in Raktapitta we saw Muhur Hasan, but here Sakrit Prahasita Ananam. So Muhur Hasan is repeatedly laughing, but Sakrit is always, the person will be always in a smiling. So Sakrit Prahasita Ananam. Okay. This is the Rishta related to the Unmada. And in the Swapna, he sees Nrityan Rakshoganaihi. So he sees himself dancing with the Rakshasa Gana. So Unmada, we know the person will be doing all involuntary movement and all. You can remember it as the person dancing with the Rakshasa Guna. And one more important is Swapne Ambasi Sidati. So person sees himself drowning in the water in the Swapna. So these are the arishtas related to the Unmada. Next, Apasmara Asattamah Pashyati, Shrunoti api Asattah Swanan. So this is saying about the hallucination, visual and the audible hallucination. That is, he sees something which is not there, Asattamah Pashyati, or Shrunoti api Asat Swanan. So sounds which are not there, person will be seeing, will be listening to the sound. So these are related to the hallucination. And um, in the Swapna related, he sees himself dancing. Okay, Mattam Nrityatam Avidya Preto Harati Yam Naram. So he sees himself dancing with the Preta and being pulled by Harati, being pulled by the Preta again. So in the previous Unmada, we have seen that Nrityan Rakshoganaihi. So he'll be dancing with the Rakshoguna, that is in the Unmada. And in the Appasmaram, Nrityan with the Preta and also Harati by the Preta. So this is important. Next comes the Bahirayama. Bahirayama in this Sharira related Purva Rupa is Akshi, Hanu and Manya Sabdata will be seen. So there will be Sabdata in the Akshi, Hanu and Manya. This Arishta is important. Swapna related, that is, person is Shashkuli, Apupa, etc. in the Swapna and does the Vamana or the Chardana. So this is being asked also. In the Swapna, if the person is seen eating shashkuli and apupa, so he'll be eating too much of shashkuli and apupa, and then he'll vomit it out. So this is the arishta related to the bahirayama. Okay, this is important. So these were the purva rupa related sharira symptoms and also the arishtas related to the swapna. Very important. Just to write down the similar things together, like pretehi saha pibet madhyam is in the Shosha, then being pulled by the Shuna or the dog, that is in the Shosha. In Raktapitta, person sees Harati or the Hriyate by the Nari, and in the Apasmara, Hriyate by the Preta. Okay, so write it down together. Then the Arishta Swapna, where Lata Kantaka in the Hridaya Pradesha is in the Gulma, and formation of Padma in the Ura Pradesha is in the Kushta. Then dancing with the Rakshoguna, it is in the Unmada, and dancing with the Preta, it is in the Apasmara. And then drinking Bahu with the Sneha with the Chandala, it is in the Prameha. And drinking Madhya with the Preta, it is in the Shosha. Okay, so these things are important. Now, some other arishtas related to the Swapnas. So, Asya Uttamange Jayate Vamsha Gulma Latadayaham. So, if a person sees these are not that important, it is just you have to know about this. If the person sees formation of Vamsha, Gulma, Lata, etc. in the Uttamanga, so that is considered as Arishta. Then, if the person sees Vayamsi cha Viliyante Swapne Maundyamiyacha Yaha. So, if the person sees Vayamsi is the birds like Gridra, Crow, Uluka, Kaka, etc. If he sees these birds, they build the nest in the Munda or in the head, then that is considered as Arishta. Then, if the person sees himself falling into the bhumi, into the palm shoot or valmika or basma rashi, then that is considered as arishtam. Then if the person sees in the swapna, he as if he is entering into the smashan or the ayatana, then that is considered as arishta. Then kalushe ambasi pankeva kupeva. If the person sees falling into the kalusha ambas or the polluted water or the mud water, panka or the kupa, then that is considered as arishta. This arishta is important. हिरण्यलाभः कलहः स्वप्ने बन्धुपराजयेषु. So that means the person in the swapna, he sees hiranyalabha, that is he sees he'll be getting a huge amount of hiranyalabha, either a gold or a money. So he sees himself being profited by the money or the gold, and that is being achieved by kalaha, that is he is getting swarnadi by fighting. Okay, or by doing bandhujanaihi parajayahi, or by fighting with the bandhujan or the relatives. So in the swapna, if the person is getting swarna adi, all these offerings if he is getting by fighting or by defeating the relatives, bandhujana, then that is considered as arishta relative, or arishta, which is related to the swapna. So this can be asked. Then Darunam Atavim Swapne Kapi Yuktena Yati. So if the person sees entering into a Daruna Atavi or the thick forest along with the Kapi, so that is considered as Arishta. So these are some of the Arishtas, and these are not related to any disease. In general, Swapna related Arishtas are said here, amongst which this Hiranya Labha Kalaha Swapne Bandhu Parajayahi is the important one. Next, we'll just look into the Swapna as a physiology. So we will see what is Swapna. So in the Swapna Samprapti, it is said that the slotas involved here, or the doshas involved, is in the Swapna, all three doshas are involved. Along with that, Manovaha slotas is also involved. Okay. So in Vimana Sthana fifth, that is Slota Vimana, 13 types of slotas are said. Okay. So that is 7 dhatu related slotas, then 3 mala, then 3 of prana, anna, and prana, anna, and jala related 3. So the total of 13 slotas are said. So amongst them, Manovaha slotas is not said. Okay, but in this chapter they have said that in the Swapna Samprapti, Manovaha slotas along with the 3 doshas are involved. And the Slota Mula of Manavaha is said as Hridaya and Dashadamani. So this is important, which is similar to the Rasavaha Slotas only. So Slota Mula of the Manavaha Slotas is Hridaya and Dashadamani. So there are total 7 Swapnas have been said, amongst which the first 5 Swapnas are considered as Afala, the one without any phalam, and the last 2 are considered as Safala, or the one which gives the phalam. So this is very important, and this has been asked, and this one question from this concept will be asked all the time. So it is very important. So 7 types of swapnas are, one is the drishta. Drishta, Shruta, Anubhuta, Prathita, Kalpita, Bhavita, and Doshaja. So drishta is the one wherein person sees the swapna which is been previously experienced by the chakshu. So if he has seen anything in the whole day, and if same thing reappears in the swapna, then that is considered as drishta swapna. Then shruta is previously experienced by the karna. If the person has heard something in the whole day, and if he sees the same thing in the swapna, then that is considered as shruta. So drishta shruta. Anubhuta, so previously experienced by other indriyas. So first two, drishta and shruta, are the as a swapnas which is experienced by the chakshu and the karna, and anubhuta here previously experienced by other indriyas. Okay. Then prarthita is saying about the swapna of a strong desire. If an individual has a strong desire towards something, so that same thing will be found in the swapna also. So this is prarthita swapna. Then kalpita. Kalpita is an imagination. So here there won't be any desire, but the person will be imagining something for the whole day. So same thing if it comes in the swapna, then that is considered as kalpita. Kalpita is manasa bhavita. It is just an imagination, and there won't be any desire to it. Okay, so these 5, that is Drishta, Shruta, Anubhuta, Prarthita, Kalpita, they are considered as Afala Swapna. This is important. They can ask amongst these 7, they can give any 4 as an option, and they'll ask you which is the Safala Swapna in this, or which is the Afala. So you have to remember these things. So the one which are directly pursued by experience, that is Drishta, Shruta, Anubhuta, with the help of Indriya, so they are Afala. Then the one which which one has a strong desire, Prarthita, then that is also Afala. Then Kalpita, that is also Afala. Only 2 Swapnas are Safala. So one is the Bhavita and one more is the Doshaja. So Bhavita is Bhavi Shubha Ashubha Phala Suchakam. Okay, so this Bhavita Swapna, it is saying about it says about the future outcome. So it could be either a Shubha Phala or it could be an Ashubha. So which is saying with Shubha Ashubha in the sense either a positive result or a negative result. The one which indicate about the result, then that Swapna is considered as a Safala Swapna. And those which are here, Ulbana Vatadi. So person gets the swapna due to visitation in Vatadi dosha, then that swapna is considered as Safala swapna. So these points are important. One is, so we saw previously, which are all the Afala Swapnas. So first 5 Swapnas, that is Drishta, Shruta, Anubhuta, Prarthita and Bhavita, they are Afala. Along with that, if the person sees a Swapna in the daytime, Diva Swapna, or the Swapna which is Ati Hrasva, very short, or Ati Dirgha, then that is considered as Afala. So these are all not the Arishta Lakshanas, okay? This is, they are saying about the normal thing or the physiology of the Swapna, not related to the Aristas. Next, so these are these 5 plus the Diva Swapna related Swapna. Then Ati Hrisva Swapna and Ati Dirgha Swapna is considered as Apala Swapna. Then Alpafala Swapna, the swapna which is with the minimum phala. So that is the swapna which is seen in the Pratama Ratri. So Pratama Ratri here means the Pratama Prahara of the Ratri. That is, Pratama Prahara is considered usually as a 3 hours. So the swapna which is seen in the first 3 hours of the sleep or during the first few hours of the sleep, then that is considered as Alpa Phala Swapna. Then Safala Swapna, we saw it previously, that is the Bhavita and the Doshaja is the Safala Swapna. Then Mahapala Swapna, Na Swapedyam Punadrishtva Sa. So the Swapna, which if a person sees a Swapna and if he is unable to sleep again, so Na Swapedyam Punaha Drishtva Sa. So after seeing a Swapna, if the person is unable to sleep, then that is considered as a Mahapala Swapna, or that Swapna will be having Mahaphala, or it has a very good outcome. And all these outcome, they could be a positive or a negative result. It could be anything, but it is for sure going to give some result. Then Shubha Phala. Shubha Phala is if the person first sees a Kalyana Swapna or an Ashubha or a bad dream, and then sees a Shubha Swapna, then that is considered as a Shubha Phala. Okay. So these points are important. Okay, we'll just go through whatever we learned today. So first we went to the 4th chapter, Indriya Nikam. Here Anika is a group of Indriya. Aristas related to the group of Indriyas as said here. And one important is Anumana Parikshita, Darshanadin Tattvataha is important. Then Aristas related to the where Akash is seen as a Ghani Bhuta. All those things are, it is good if you know it. Nice to know, that's it. But this reference of this Agni is important, wherein the time duration of 7 Ratri is being asked. Then Marichino Sato Mega, seeing of Maricha or the Vidyut, even in the absence of clouds, so that is considered as Arishtam. Then this shloka reference is important, where the person wherein the reference of Prabha or Prabhahina is being said. The reference is in the 4th chapter. Then this shloka is important. Samritya Angulibihi Karno. If the person is unable to listen to the Jwala Shabda, just while closing the Anguli, then that is considered as Arishta. So these points are important in 4th chapter. In 5th Purva Rupiyam, 2 main concepts. One about the Purva Rupa of Vyadi is explained here, and one more Swapna related concept is explained here. So in the Shosha Purva Rupa, Nari Prasakta is the important one. Then traveling with these animals, it is the important one. And the direction is important, that is towards the south. And then he sees himself Pretaihi saha pibet madhyam is important and being pulled by the shuna. In Rakta Pitta, so it is Rakta. Just remember a lady with a red clothing or a red sari. So in the Swapna, Hriyate by the Nari is important. And Muhur Hasan. This is important. Gulma, Nakadishu Vaivarnyam is the important one. And formation of Lata Kantakadi in the Hridaya is important. Kushta, Kshatanichana Rohanti and Nagnasya Ajyavasitasya. This is important. And Padmani in the Urasi. So Pundarika Kushta and Padmani Urasi. So something related to the lotus. So it is said in the Kushta chapter only. Kushta related disease. Then Prameha, Bahuvida Sneha, intake of Bahuvida Sneha along with the Chandala, it is important. Then Unmada, Udarditvam is very important and it's been asked many, it has been asked also. Udardita is the Purva Rupa related to the Unmada. Then the Sakrita Prahasita Ananam. Then the Swapna related, here person sees Nritya, doing Nritya with the Rakshasa Gunam, or in the Swapne, Ambasi Sidati. So he sees himself drowning into the water. Then Apasmara, uh, Preta, he Harana by the Preta and Nritya along with the Preta. Then Bahirayam is important, it is been asked also, wherein the person sees eating Shashkuli, Apupa, etc. And then he does the Chardana or vomits it out. Then some other aristas related to the Swapna in general, which is not pertaining to any disease. That is the formation of Vamsha Lata Gulma in the Uttamanga. Then a person sees falling into the Basma Rashi, Pamshu Rashi, or entering into the Smashanam, or if he's drowning in the Kalusha Ambas or the Pank or the Kupa, then this is important. Hiranya Labaha Kalaha Swapne Bandhu Parajaya, it is important. Then the srotas involved in the formation of swapna is Manavaha srotas along with three doshas. So these are important. And srota mool of Manavaha is said as Hridaya and Dashadamani, which is similar to Rasavaha. Then total 7 types of swapnas are said. Kashyapa has said 10 types. Okay. Here it is 7 types. So 7 types of swapnas are Drishta, Shruta, Anubhuta, Prarthita, Kalpita, Bhavita, and Doshaja. So which are all five? First 5 it is Afala, and the last 2 it is Vidisafala. And Afala swapnas are first 5 plus the one which is seen in the day during daytime, or the one which is Ati Hrispa and Ati Dirgha, it is Afala. Then Alpafala is the one which is seen in the Pratama Prahar of the night. Then Safala is the 6th Doshaja and the Bhavitra Swapna. Then Mahafala is the one Nasvapedyam Punardrishtva. If the person is unable to sleep after looking into the Swapna, then that is Mahafala. Then Shubhafala, if person first sees a Kalyanaka Swapna and then sees the Shubha Swapna, then that is considered as Shubhafala.